Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on all orders over $10. From July 4th through August 26th, if you use this promo code, you will automatically be entered into a drawing to win a set of all 4 Commander 2019 decks. Also, there is another way to enter where no purchase is necessary. See the description below for full details. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to this special edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. We are on the cusp of pre-release weekend for Core Set 2020, and we are going to check in on the top 10 highest valued cards going into the weekend. Now, obviously, card prices are going to be moving a lot over the next few weeks and months, but I do think it's important when you go into pre-release weekend that you have an idea of what the more expensive cards are. That way, if you open any of them and you'd like to trade or sell them back to the store, you kind of know what you have on your hands at this given moment. Just a quick reminder, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, they do have the set now of Commander 2019 decks open for pre-order, just as the set of 4. But if you're looking to pick those up and you use that Heroes promo code, you can get them for $126 and free shipping. Just wanted to let you know because I did have some folks asking about that. When you use that promo code, it does support the channel too, which is always appreciated. Without any further ado though, let's get into it. Here we go with our top 10 Core Set 2020 cards with the highest value. Number 10, Yarok the Desecrated, $7.95. So I'm going to tell you something right now as we go through this top 10. 2 cards on Hero Rares, the rest are Mythic Rares. Not unusual, pre-set release, you have a lot of people that are interested in picking up Mythics or pre-ordering Mythics, and they are going to be the cards that will get out into the marketplace the slowest because they are the hardest to open. This card in particular, among some of the others we're going to see today, are interesting Commander cards. This one also happens to be an Elemental as well. Number 9 is another really interesting Commander card, Kethis the Hidden Hand at $7.99. Now, this card actually does something very unique. You don't see this type of thing all the time, and that has got me pretty excited about it. I do think we're going to see some interesting brews around this card in Commander in the coming weeks and months. Number 8 is another one of these gold mythics, Omnith Locus of the Royal, and this is at $8. So this one is a good Commander card. You could try to build around elementals with this with a lot of the new cards from Core Set 2020. Or maybe you could just toss this into an existing deck that cares about lands that happens to be in these colors. Now, Jim Davis's stream, I saw an elementals deck that actually looked pretty good. That deck ran 4 of these. He did say as he played the deck, he wasn't crazy about this card. This is something that might get cut down, but still something to keep an eye on as we move into the next standard season. Number 7 is Ajani Strength of the Pride at $9.09. Not too unusual to see Mythics and Planeswalkers having the high price point going into pre-release weekend. A lot of casual players want to pick these up. Commander players will want them. Oathbreaker players will want them. Still remains to be seen if this is going to do anything in standard, but I do think it has some potential. Number 6 is Vivian Arkbow Ranger at $10.99. I kind of feel similar about this card. Again, it's probably here where it is because it's a Mythic Planeswalker. It will lose value most likely as they start to circulate. However, I do think this has at least a little standard potential. Number 5 is Mew Yanling Skydancer, $12.75. I think this is an okay Planeswalker. Again, the price point is really more based on the casual market right now than anything. I can't really see this breaking into standard at this point. I don't know, maybe down the road because Core Set 2020 is at least teasing the fact that we could see more of a monocolor devotion theme into next year, and it looks like we could be going back to Theros based on what we're seeing in that set. So in a world where I might want to play a mono blue control deck, this does get a little bit more interesting, but we're really far away from that world if it ever happens at this point. Number 4 is Lotus Field at $13.28. So on its own, Lotus Field isn't anything crazy. This is one of the 2 rares on our list though, so people must see something in it, right? Well, yes, if you can abuse this just a little bit, it becomes very good. For example, you could play this with Kiora. Yes, you can start off playing this very fair, put it into play, sack your 2 lands, but with Kiora being able to untap this and get 6 mana out of it per turn, that gets kind of interesting if nothing else. So there are combos that will make this card pretty good in standard, I think, under the right circumstances, and even beyond standard, you might see this show up in modern, definitely in Commander. I know Commander decks will love to have something like this. Number 3 is Sorin Imperious Bloodlord at $15.01. I like this one a lot. At first glance, it doesn't feel like anything too amazing, right? 3 casting cost 4 loyalty, well that's interesting, but the +1 abilities don't do anything really if I don't have a creature in play. The -3 requires me to have a vampire in my hand, even though I could use that right away. So why am I so high on this card? Ultimately, it's a great crossover card when it comes to different players. If I sit at the kitchen table and just like to play casual vampires, this card will be awesome. If I have a more serious commander vampire deck, this card is going to be awesome for me. If I want to build an Oathbreaker vampire deck, this card is going to be awesome for me. It does look like early on that this is the card that could push the vampire deck in standard and make it very competitive. Now again, on Jim Davis's stream, he was running a vampire deck with 4 copies of this. The card looked amazing there. I do think this one definitely has standard potential. Number 2, another Mythic Planeswalker was Chandra Awakened Inferno at $17.19. This one was one of the first cards previewed immediately. It caught everybody's attention because of that emblem, and that emblem is good. Love to play this in standard against like Bant Nexus, right? Now with that being said, I do see again early brews, this time an Elemental brew, that is running like 3 copies of this as well as the other Chandra, so it's kind of like a Chandra Elemental deck. I think that actually has a very good chance of seeing standard play as well this season. On top of the fact, again, that this is a card a lot of casual players will want. It's a very solid Planeswalker. Could show up in other builds too, outside of Elemental builds. Could even be a sideboard card maybe in some situations. So I do think this is going to be a very, very sought after card in this set. A lot of people have said there's not a big Chase Mythic in this core set 2020. I think that's because this card was revealed so early. And I do think this actually is going to be the Chase Mythic of the set. Number 1 is not even a Mythic. It is a reprint rare, Leyline of the Void at $18.49. Not too surprising because this card has already proved itself in multiple formats. It sees a lot of modern play, even sees a little vintage and legacy play. Now this is a great modern sideboard card to deal with Phoenix, to deal with Hogak Bridgevine, Classic Dredge, so on and so forth. In standard, I do think it actually will see play there too, because again, you do have Arclight Phoenix to think about. And also, I have already seen some reanimation brews coming with cards from Core Set 2020. This is one of those cards that will probably go up a little bit more before it stabilizes, and maybe eventually then will go down somewhat. Just because what's going to happen is anyone who likes to play Modern or even Legacy and Vintage that didn't want to pay for one of the other ley lines, then here's a cheaper option. Also, serious standard players are going to try to quickly get their copies for future metas. That will put an early strain on supply, but this is a rare, not a mythic. As packs get open, more copies will get out there, and eventually will stabilize and find its price point. So this is a card to keep an eye on, definitely in the coming months. Alright, with that being said, those are the cards for today. We're going to return on Saturday, and we're going to do our regular market watch, where we look at all aspects of the secondary market. But until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page, as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.